that button to hold up your jeans, the knife you use to chop your food, the wedding ring that's sacred to your heart. What do they all have in common? Metal. In 1915, Commercials Metals Company began a small metals company in Dallas, Texas. Since then, they have grown into a major global metals industry enterprise engaged in recycling. With corporate headquarters in Irving, Texas, Commercial Metal Company has more than 120 local recycling centers, steel mills, fabrication facilities, market and distribution offices, construction-related product stores, heating facilities, and other related operations in more than 12 countries. But that's not all. You'll find our steel in American football stadiums like the one I stand behind, German airports, Saudi Arabian infrastructure, and Singaporean high-rise buildings and other well-known structures around the world. Being a successful company does not happen overnight. It takes hard work, phenomenal dedication, and leadership. Today, we will talk about leadership development of Commercials Metals Company and how CMC trained their employees through development programs. How are these programs effective enough to maximize the growth of the company? And what can we do to progress the leadership development overall?
In order to develop leadership for the future, CMC created a program called the Leadership Accountability Program. From failed programs of the past, CMC decided that they need to innovate. They need to see what was working and what wasn't working. They would spend from $200,000 to $500,000 on leadership development programs that didn't give them the desired effect that they were looking for. In this new leadership accountability program, what they've done was they not only got employees involved that's going to be the future leaders, but they also use the employees to make sure the leaders of today are held accountable for developing leaders of the future. And CMC has a special term for this, and they call it leaders developing leaders. What they've done was they understand that leaders possess certain strengths and weaknesses. And what they want to do is they want to hone in on each leader's specialized skills so they can be able to relate to the leader of the future. And these skills can range from budgeting, negotiating, resource allocating. And with these leaders developing leaders, they create situations and they do a lot of role play in order for the leaders of the future to be able to assess certain situations and know how to use their strengths and or weaknesses to be able to effectively get through their situation. So in this leadership program, CMC knows that the most important player in this leadership development piece is the current leader. So what they do is they put these current leaders through managing classes and coaching classes so the leaders can effectively teach the leaders of the future the skills that they possess today and be able to make those skills better as they go. After all the money spent on previous leadership development programs, CMC knew that it wasn't the content of the program that was failing them in getting the effect that they were looking for. It was the day-to-day challenges that would arise that would put leadership development on the back burner. With that being said, CMC knew that in order for these development programs to work while also conquering challenges of the day, they would have to hold meetings at least once a week, maybe twice or 3 times, just to get the leaders with their future leaders so they can be held accountable for what's going on in the business, maybe touch up on some weaknesses or some strengths. And through doing this, CMC's leadership has now skyrocketed in the sense that they're getting the desired effect that they're looking for out of these programs. Leadership is the intangibles, so therefore it'll be hard to measure how effective these programs are unless you just look at total productivity of the company. And right now, CMC is ranked 5th in the major metals companies as far as recycling, fabricating metals. So CMC knew that in order for us to keep the longevity of this program, they created something called the coaching culture. And what this coaching culture does is it creates an atmosphere of accountability. So it's almost a system of checks and balances. It allows for year-round leadership development. It now becomes a priority every day, aside from the challenges that they face for the day. So with this new coaching culture, CMC is going to continue to make improvements to their leadership development programs, but also assess the skills of their leaders so they can create better leaders for the future. The Leadership Accountability Program is CMC's biggest leadership development program, but they also have smaller supplement programs that help the accountability program. These programs or things include a 24-hour ethics hotline, a strengthened ethics compliance program, and even safety checks. And what these do is not only with the Leadership Accountability Program, it does day-to-day small things that doesn't have to have an interaction between a leader and a leader of the future to keep and reinforce leadership assignments and things that qualify a good leader. So a great way CMC can fix this problem is by taking a chance, a leap in faith. And they do this by taking one of the trainees in the leadership development program and putting them in the top role.
So far, we talked about what CMC's coaching culture is. Similar to checks and balances, it focuses on the employees in real leadership situations performing any leadership mark role. As Maurice was discussing in this last segment of the leadership development video, CMC also strives in different leadership aspects, like one's visionary leadership. We discussed that coaching culture puts employees that have not been previously put in a leadership position. The management of CMC puts them in leadership positions to see how they can affect and adapt in those types of leadership situations to see if they can withhold that leadership. CMC collects data, information from employees regarding concerns for the company, see how they can do better, and see what the company can do better for itself. This is an example of team management. As you can see on the, for example, the Blake Mouton grid, it has different roles, as you may say, as how different managers lead, how different managers act, having a concern for people, concern for production. A concern for people is basically what I just stated. Commercial Metals has a concern for employees. They listen to them, they take their concerns, they put them in leadership roles to, have a good aspect, of the company. Concern for production. They want to meet deadlines. They want to get production done. They want to meet sales. Different aspects of Commercial Metals.
From leadership accountability to fabricating change, a small metals company founded in 1915 in Dallas, Texas, now based in Irving, Texas, is ranked 300 out of 500 in the Fortune 500 metals company, continues to progress to try to sustain a competitive advantage over its opponents by making major changes to its leadership development and helping every future leader become a better version of themselves.
Profits will be the result of the leadership development, its efforts, and the sky is the limit for the future of CMC.